Get ready to witness some of the most unique and awe-inspiring bases that will not only provide safety but also a sense of comfort in a world full of chaos and uncertainty. Buckle up, folks, this is going to be a bumpy ride. And we're going to start off with the US Mail Service Storage Facility. Nestled in the suburbs, just outside downtown Louisville, this building is surrounded by other businesses and structures, which means you'll have plenty of resources at your fingertips. But beware, with high zombie activity in the area, you'll need to come prepared with a solid strategy. Luckily, the US Mail Service Storage Facility boasts a sizable lot and plenty of rooms, offering a wealth of scavenging opportunities. From food and tools to weapons, you'll find everything you need to survive the apocalypse. When it comes to fortification, this location has multiple entrances, including a loading dock and numerous doors. To keep the unwanted guests out, it is crucial to secure these entry points with metal sheets or bars and fence off any hordes that might threaten the base. What sets this location apart is its close proximity to rivers and woodlands, providing a sustainable source of water and wood for building and heating. The surrounding suburbs are a home to several supermarkets, gas stations, and general stores, making it easy to scavenge for supplies. As for building options, this place has a large interior space that's perfect for converting into living quarters. With the trusty sledgehammer, you can tear down the stairs leading to the planning room, creating a zombie-free zone. By breaking through this single wall, you'll have access to the rooftop, where you can grow crops, place rain collectors, and plug in your electric generator. Plus, you can expand the second floor by building wooden floors in the empty areas, creating an incredible, spacious, and secure base to take on even the most difficult challenges. And just like that, you have made it. You're smack in the middle of the city with access to all the loot you could ever want. The only catch is crowded. Welcome to a 3-story building located in the heart of North Louisville. I had an absolute blast playing in this location, especially with sprinters on my tail. The building's strategic positioning amidst other stores and buildings makes it the perfect spot for a rooftop run with the sprinters nipping at your heels. You'll be building bridges from one place to the next, breaking down walls and doing acrobatics to avoid the infected. It is like being an urban survivor, fighting to take back your city. Now let's talk about the variety of points of interest nearby. Right next to the building there is a hardware store, where if you're lucky, you'll find a sledgehammer that might come handy in the future. This surrounding street is lined with the stores that are sure to have everything you need to make it through the long haul. Now the real fun begins when you use that trusty sledgehammer to break down the stairs, the only entrance to the second floor of the facility, creating a paradise where no zombies are allowed. You'll have access to plenty of loot from the apartments in the building, as well as these stores located on the same street. Plus, there are several car dealerships nearby, where you could snag a vehicle if you're super careful. Oh, and there's a gas station down the road too. But there is a catch. While there's plenty of loot, natural resources are scarce. No rivers for food and water, and no woodlands for planks. This means you'll have to make do with whatever you can disassemble, build rain collectors on top of rooftops, and prioritize locating all kinds of seeds if you're planning to hunker down here for the long haul. As for building options, you should definitely break down these 2 walls to create a doorway leading to the nearby buildings. Then you can place wooden floors in a bridge-like manner to connect to every building's rooftop. It is important to break a hole in every rooftop so you can move around without having to face the undead directly. And just like that, you'll have a citadel within the city, the ultimate urban survivor's dream. Get ready to store your loot in the most epic way possible at U-Store, a self-storage facility located in the northeastern part of the Louisville city. This multi-floor building has an insane amount of individual storage units, providing ample space for players to create their ultimate base of operations. And the best part? It is situated in a relatively safe suburban area with a low population of zombies, so you can catch your breath without constantly looking over your shoulder. But don't let the quietness fool you. This location is full of resources waiting to be scavenged, with a nearby gas station, residential homes, and a small trip to the mall. You have everything you need to survive. And when it comes to fortifying your base, your store is a dream come true, with only 2 entrances, making it easy to secure. Just install a metal sheet in both sides of the window and park a car right in front of it for extra protection. And for the main entrance, a double gate will do the trick as long as you don't attract too much attention to the area. But that's not all. The storage units can be transformed into various purposes, such as sleeping quarters, food storage, or even a cool workshop. Plus, the rooftop on the building can be transformed into a thriving garden, so you can grow your own crops and set up rain collectors for water. Welcome to the ultimate survival haven, the Treehouse gated community in Louisville City. This place is not just an ordinary location, but my personal favorite among all others, especially because of its ample space, variety of resources, and relatively low zombie population. If you're looking for a big and highly secure location that guarantees a quiet and well-fortified base, then look no further. This gated community is enclosed by a metal fence that is impenetrable by zombies, and it consists of 3 fully furnished houses, each with its own unique layout. One of the houses even has its own pond for fishing, providing players with endless possibilities for their playstyle. The metal fence paired with a crafted gate makes it virtually impossible for zombies to enter, giving you the freedom to create and customize your base in any way unimaginable. And with a low zombie population in the surrounding area, you can sleep soundly, knowing that no zombies will ruin your day. While being outside the city means that there are relatively fewer points of interest, you can still get almost every material and supply you need from a street that's relatively close by. It's packed with a gun store, a supermarket, a gas station, a fire department, hardware store, and even a candy shop. However, reaching this place won't be an easy task since it's packed with zombies as well. So make sure you have a backup plan to clean the area before looting. The houses themselves can be used for various purposes, such as sleeping quarters, food storage, or even a makeshift workshop. You can also use the outdoor space to plant crops and set up rain collectors for water. And as mentioned before, you will have an insane amount of secure land to go nuts on your building fantasies. Plus, with immediate access to the forest, you will have a constant supply of plants and other related resources. All in all, the Treehouse gated community is a highly secure and well-fortified location that will provide players with a quiet and comfortable base for their survival strategy. So, what are you waiting for? Come check it out for yourself and let your creativity run wild. The only reason why this place didn't make it to the top 1 is because of its proximity with the city. But in all honesty, this spot is really amazing and it's probably one of the best ones out there. Welcome survivors to the house by the river with a triple garage in Louisville City, Project Zomboid. The ultimate base for those who want to thrive in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. This location is highly sought after by players, and it's easy to see why. It's not too close nor too far from the city, providing the perfect balance for those who want to stay close to the action while staying safe. The house is surrounded by a plethora of points of interest, making it easy to stock up on supplies. Need some gas? A supermarket? A school? It's all within easy reach. While the zombie population might be high, don't let that deter you. A few well-placed Molotov can take care of any unwanted visitors. Inside the house you will find everything you need to make it your home. The living area is spacious and comfortable, the kitchen is well equipped, and the bedrooms are cozy. The triple garage provides ample storage space for your vehicles and other equipment. But the real gem of this location is its proximity to the river. Not only does it provide a constant source of water for drinking and farming, but it's also an excellent spot for fishing. And let's not forget about the nearby woodland, which provides plenty of resources like logs and branches. When it comes to fortifying your base, make sure to fence off both sides of the gate behind the house, as they are easily accessible to zombies. And of course, you'll want to put a gate in the main entrance to keep out unwanted visitors. So if you're looking for the ultimate base to survive the apocalypse, look no further than the house by the river with triple garage in Louisville City. Hey survivors! Today we're heading into Ekron. No, not that Ekron. This Ekron. One of the newest mid-sized towns introduced in Build 42 of Project Zomboid. As the westernmost town on the entire map, Ekron is pretty isolated from the rest of civilization. But don't let that fool you. It's packed with resources for those bold enough to settle in. Ekron might be tucked away from the Ohio River and any major body of water, but that doesn't stop our first pick from having not one, not two, but 3 small ponds right across the street. That means unlimited fresh water from day one. An absolute game changer once the taps run dry. And if crossing the street for a bucket of water sounds like too much effort, don't worry. This base has its own swimming pool that doubles as an infinite water source. Hydration? Check. But what about other resources? This spot delivers big time. Endless wood supply from the nearby forest for all your carpentry needs? Check. Easy access to loot from the community center for books and the fire station for weapons? Check. Access to the only gas station in town a couple of blocks to the west? Check. Sounds like we have a winner. Now the surrounding area is mostly open, with only a few nearby houses. That means you will need to venture deeper into town for more loot to gather. But trust me, it's worth it. Plus the base itself is already fortified with a mix of tall and small fences, keeping zombies at bay, while giving you plenty of space for farm crops and even raise livestock. And let's talk about the property itself. This place isn't just a home, it's a compound complete with 4 separate buildings, including a gazebo, a tool shed with the possibility for a generator spawn, and a small dorm room, and the main house, which is fully prepped for the long-term survival. But the real star of the show, the basement. This base comes with its own gym, a rainwater barrel, and even a metal working station. Think you'll make this place your new home? Let me know in the comments. Next up on our list is the Blue and White Bar, and right off the bat, this place gives me some serious Argentinian sports bar vibes. Blue and white stripes everywhere, soccer player photos on the walls. It's like stepping into a Buenos Aires match day hangout. Now, I have no idea if that's the actual theme of the bar, and after scouring the internet, I couldn't find any solid info. So if you know the real story behind this bar, drop a comment below and let me know. But enough about aesthetics, let's talk about survival. And as any good realtor would say, this place is all about location, location, location.
Location, location, location.
The Blue and White Bar sits smack in the middle of town, giving you instant access to Ekron's most valuable resources. Right next door there's an empty pharmacy, grocery store, and get this, the only gun store in town. Across the street there's a medical center for extra meds, an electronics store for leveling up, and a bookstore and a restaurant. And if you manage to break through the wrecked train cars, you'll get access to the gas station. Just be warned, that railroad is crawling with zombies. And that brings us to the one major downside: zombie density. Downtown Ekron is swarming with the undead, so if you're planning to turn this bar into your new home, you're gonna have to clear out the neighborhood first. Consider it your down payment for owning this prime real estate location. With 11 weak points, you'll need to barricade and fortify before this place becomes truly safe, but once secured, this 3-story building is an absolute goldmine for survivors. On the second floor, a pool table lounge packed with the new Build 42 assets, making it one of the coolest interior spaces in Ekron. On the third floor, a mini casino, because hey, why not gamble when the world's already ending, right? Now this is where things get wild. Hidden below the bar is an underground, possibly illegal fighting ring. Not only is just plain cool, but it also doubles as an extra storage for your supplies. The final verdict is that the blue and white bar is a high-risk, high-reward base. If you can clear out the zombies and secure the weak points, you'll have access to endless resources, a killer location, and one of the most unique interiors in Ekron. Now, these three next bases are top-tier choices for long-term survival. Honestly, you could swap their rankings around and it wouldn't make much of a difference. That's how solid they are. That said, I'll break down exactly why each one landed where it did on this list. Coming in at number 3 on our list is the isolated house northwest of town. A base so good it's part of what I like to call the holy trinity of survival bases in Ekron. Right off the bat, this place checks all the boxes for anyone looking to live the true of the great experience. It is fully enclosed by a tall fence with just one entry point that you'll need to secure. The property itself is massive, giving you plenty of space for whatever survival projects you have in mind, whether it's crafting, farming, hunting, or raising livestock. And speaking of self-sufficiency, this base comes fully loaded. Pig and chicken pens for fresh meat and eggs? Yes please. Your own water well, never worry about running dry again. 2 covered garages, perfect for storing and showcasing those classic cars. And a cozy 2-story wooden house in the forest. Honestly, what more could you ask for a rural paradise? So why it's not ranked higher? As amazing as this place is, it falls to 3rd place for one big reason. Getting here is a nightmare. You have 2 options, and neither is great. Option 1, you take the dirt road through the farmlands straight to the base. The downside, your car's tires will take a beating, especially if you're driving those classic cars. Over time, trees and bushes will start growing along the road, meaning constant maintenance to keep it usable. Option 2, drive all the way to Brandenburg just to find the nearest road back to Ekron. This road is much longer and makes gas a constant concern. You'll always need to prioritize fuel. Despite the difficult access, this base is still an absolute gem and has everything a rural survivor could ever want. I wouldn't be surprised if this base becomes a fan favorite in the Zomboid community. Next up on our list is a member of Ekron's holy trinity of bases, the Gnome Factory. And unlike our last entry, which was tucked away in the wilderness, this one is right in the heart of town, surrounded by everything you need for long-term survival. Gas station? The only one in town is right across the street, meaning easy access to fuel from day one. Fire department and community college? Check and check. They are just a few blocks away, perfect for stocking up on books, tools and weapons. Neighborhood loot? Plenty. Tons of houses nearby to scavenge for supplies, and one even has a pool, your very own infinite water source. In terms of defenses, the base is fully enclosed by a tall fence with just one main entry point, making it easy to fortify. On top of that, it has a 2-story layout with a massive 2nd floor that's perfect for a living space. You'll also have plenty of room for farming crops and raising livestock, so you can go full self-sufficient mode. And there's minimal zombie presence inside the complex, making it one of the easiest bases to secure. And here is a weird one. Maybe it won't happen to you, but in my save file, I found a lone zombie displayed behind the glass on the 2nd floor. Maybe the gnomes put it there? So if you're looking for a low effort, high reward base in Project Zomboid, the Gnome Factory is an absolute winner. The location is insanely good, you'll have resources at your fingertips, and you won't have to spend hours clearing it out. Just show up, lock it down, and make it your home. Coming in at number 1, we have the fire department. And let me tell you, this place is absolutely incredible. Not only it is one of the most important POIs in Ekron, packed with tools, weapons, medical supplies, and fire gear, but it's also one of the best fortresses you could ask for. Most of the perimeter is already enclosed by a tall fence, making it one of the safest places in town. Also, the place starts stocked with gear, weapons, and essential survival tools. A massive head start. You'll have a huge garage, which means you can safely store and maintain multiple cars. Also, the place is perfect for farming, as the large green space inside the perimeter is ideal for crops and livestock. The fully furnished 2nd floor is perfect for your main living quarters, and the former training area basement now makes for a secure underground storage room. So what's the catch? Unlike the Gnome Factory, this place is crawling with zombies. If you plan to move in, you have 2 options. Go in guns blazing and wipe them up fast, or take it slow, lure them away, and clear the area over time. Either way, the fire department isn't just the best base in Ekron, it's one of the best bases in all Project Zomboid. It's got everything you need, plus access to 3 ponds and a swimming pool for unlimited water water, a gas station 2 blocks away, the community college for skill books, and all the major POIs from our previous picks. Welcome survivors! Today we are revealing the top 5 locations in Muldraugh. With a higher zombie population and scarce resources, Muldraugh is a challenging but rewarding location for experienced players looking to level up their fighting and survival skills. We are heading straight to the McCoy Logging Company, which is a large complex located on the outskirts of Muldraugh, consisting of 4 massive buildings filled with every tool, melee weapon, and building material you could ever need. However, the complex is isolated from the town, accessible only throughout a single road, making it far from most POIs in the town. A working car is essential and the zombie population is quite high, so I wouldn't recommend this place to a beginner player. But once you have cleared out this area, this building can be an excellent shelter. It's the only one with access to the second floor, so if you use our favorite strategy, you can sleep here until you have cleared out the whole area. Just remember to bring your own bed, oven and TV, since you won't find any of them in the vicinity. Despite these disadvantages, McCoy Logging Company is an excellent spot for base building. You'll find a ton of nail boxes, planks and every tool needed. Plus, you'll have endless access to woodlands at your disposal in case you run out of planks. All the wooden crates in the area are also available for storing and leveling up carpentry. I recommend completing the floor on the whole second level and breaking this wall to create your farming area. You can also place your rain collectors in this specific spot to supply water to the bathrooms right below it. If you're looking for a challenging location that provides plenty of loot to expand your base, McCoy Logging Company is the place for you. Are you tired to constantly running low on gas and struggling to find the supplies you need? Look no further than the gas to go station located in the southern part of the city. This gas station offers many points of interest, including a police station, library, VHS store, and 2 warehouses filled with tools. It's also conveniently located near the crossroad connecting Muldraugh and Marshridge and Rosewood. Here you can scavenge for car parts, disassembly materials, and even a functioning vehicle or trailer if luck is on your side. And let's not forget about a major advantage of setting up camp in a gas station: access to virtually infinite amounts of gas. While the zombie population in the area is still present, it's comparatively low to other areas in town. Accessibility is also not a major issue, with no significant roadblocks hindering the access. However, the gas station is located on the outskirts of town. Supply runs will become increasingly longer as your game progresses. As for fortification strategies, you have 2 options for the base. The first one is to secure the first floor by blocking one of the doors in the back and all 6 windows. For a more spacious base in the late game, consider utilizing the ample ceiling space by connecting the ceiling above the store with the ceiling over the gas dispenser. While this will require a significant amount of planks, you'll have a nearby woodland to gather the necessary resources. Another advantage is that you'll only need 1 generator for both your gas and electricity needs, eliminating the need to scavenge for a second generator. So all in all, if your goal is to travel around the map and discover cool locations, this gas station might be the right headquarters for your character. Storage facilities are often prime base locations in any city, and the one in downtown Muldraugh is no exception. Surrounded by tall fences that are impervious to zombie attacks, this facility is well protected from the high zombie population in the area. Its high walls also make it easy to fortify and defend against any intruders. Inside each storage unit, you'll find a treasure trove of loot that includes tools, books, clothing, seeds, and weapons. And if you're lucky, even a generator or 2. The area around the facility is also packed with points of interest such as gas stations, a convenience store, a farmer's market, and a school. This makes it a great place to scavenge for supplies. The location is easily accessible with several streets connecting to the main highway, making it possible to get around by car. When it comes to building your base, you can merge all the units in one wing of the facility to create functional rooms for everyday living: a bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, and a master bedroom are just a few possibilities. Don't forget to install rain collectors on top of your sinks for a steady supply of water. It's also recommended to place your farm on the upper floors of the facility for protection against zombie attacks. The layout of the area allows for plenty of expansion, and the woodlands located in the other side of the highway provide an abundant source of resources. So, if you're looking for a base that barely needs any fencing work, this is the right place for you. The Mass Genfac Corporation warehouse, located in the upper north part of Muldraugh, is a base location that stands out above the rest. Its exceptional layout and abundance of resources make it an iconic location well known to most survivors in town. Although not situated in the city center, you'll find many useful locations in the vicinity, including a storage building, car repair shop, convenience store, and gas station just a few blocks south. Additionally, the small pond in the premises provides one of the town's only 2 sources of water. Accessing this fortress will be a breeze, as it's surrounded by working streets in almost all directions. However, I have to admit the zombie population in the area is high and is vulnerable to wandering horde attacks due to its proximity to the highway, but that's precisely what makes this place so thrilling. You'll have to fight for it. The warehouse is filled to the brim with materials, so you'll never run short of supplies. Defending it will require fortifying its 9 entry points with either planks or metal sheets in early stages of the game. Later, it is recommended to replace the doors and windows with level 3 wooden walls for added security. The first floor of the base has 2 garage doors, which you can use to store your cars, and the second floor can be expanded by building wooden floors in all the empty areas. Finally, the rooftop is the ideal place for crops and rain collectors, and maybe even a help sign or 2. Not that it will help you in any way, but it helps adding to the eeriness of the location. You could build a fence around the building later in the game, but the best part about this place is that you don't actually need it. The gated community in the southeast part of Muldraugh is, in my opinion, the best place to set up base. It's a strategic location near to the center of the city, right next to infinite woodlands, and one of the only 2 sources of infinite water makes it an ideal spot. The entire community is surrounded by high walls that are impervious to zombies and has only 4 entry points that can be easily fenced, making it highly protected. Moreover, this location has some of the best points of interest in the area. A convenience store and a medical center are just across the street, and a couple of warehouses, 2 storage facilities, a school, and a gas station are nearby. Additionally, the zombie population is relatively low, making it easier to secure the area. Living in this street allowed me to survive a long time. That's how good this place is. In fact, I would recommend you to take shelter in this single house for 2 reasons. It's not only one of the easiest to defend, since you'll only need to fence these 2 entry points, but also one of the closest to the pond, which will provide you with water and food. You'll have no shortage of logs and plants, and with several sheds in the community, you'll most likely find a generator early on. To make the house more secure, you should barricade the doors and secure all the windows. Once you have access to the second floor throughout the windows equipped with rope chips, you can build a set of stairs that give you access to the roof. This is where you can place your rain collectors. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also build a bridge connecting to the upper floor with the house in the back. Not that it is mandatory, but it could be fun to do so when you start expanding your base. Hey survivors! Today we're heading into Echo Creek, the newest and one of the smallest towns introduced in Project Zomboid's unstable B42. At first glance, it might not seem like much, but don't be fooled. This remote western settlement hides some incredible base locations tailor-made for those waiting to explore and live a rural life during the apocalypse. Kicking off our list is an obvious choice for anyone who's spent a little time in Echo Creek, the Speedy Go building. On the surface, it's just an auto repair shop with a 2-story office annex, but don't underestimate it. This place is a goldmine for survivors looking to set up a solid base. Inside, you'll find metalworking, mechanic, and dismantling supplies, making it perfect for keeping your ride in top shape or fortifying your base with sturdy barricades. What really makes this place shine is its fenced backyard, ideal for growing crops or even raising livestock. Plus, there is a small fence nearby that can trip zombies up, giving you an easy way to handle the undead without getting overwhelmed. Now, power is a wild card. You'll need need to roll the dice on one of the 3 nearby chests across the street to hopefully find a generator. But if luck is on your side, you're in business, because a gas station sits just across the river, giving you a reliable fuel source. And speaking of location, with the town's river just a few steps away and a massive forest in your backyard, you'll never run out of water, fish, or carpentry materials. However, Echo Creek isn't just exactly stocked with supermarkets or pharmacies, so if you decide to settle here, be prepared to scavenge aggressively. Zombie loot will be one of your main sources of supplies. That's why picking the right base is crucial in Echo Creek. Resources are scarce and every decision matters. But if you're looking for a self-sufficient, defensible, and well-located place, Speedy Go is a top-tier choice. Now, this next location is one of the strangest in all Echo Creek. Labeled on the Project Zomboid map as the Unusual Farm, this place seems like the ultimate multiplayer base. At first glance, it has everything you'd want for the long-term survival. A tall perimeter fence with a few weak points that can be reinforced, a lake for fishing and water collection, tons of open land for farming and livestock, multiple buildings to house an entire group, and a remote location, keeping it far from unwanted attention. Sounds like the perfect stronghold, right? Well, that's where things get weird. The more I explored, the more I realized something wasn't right about this place. The animal pens, absolutely covered in blood. A skull sign at the entrance, not exactly welcoming. And then I found it, a well-hidden basement inside the main house. At first, I completely missed it, but once I went down, I wish I hadn't. Cells, a sign written in blood that just says alive. A full-on morgue with a dissection table. Blood everywhere. And to top it all off, an armory stocked with firearms. Yeah, this wasn't just a farm. So naturally, I turned to Reddit to see if anyone else had dug into this location's backstory. And sure enough, there is an entire subreddit thread speculating that this was once a cannibal farm before the outbreak, meaning those animal pens, they might not have been for animals. Now, don't get me wrong, this place is still fantastic as a multiplayer base. It has the resources, the space, and the defenses to support a full group. But if you decide to move in, tread carefully. Who knows what else might be hiding in the shadows of the Unusual Farm. Now, if you're looking for a truly unique location, not just in Echo Creek, but in the entire Project Zomboid map, then the Caban Center for Wildlife Rehabilitation is an absolute must-see. This place isn't just a base, it is a massive complex hidden deep in the forest, designed to house and care for wildlife. But now, it is up for grabs, if you can take it. This location features 3 large buildings, each with its own fence perimeter, 13 enclosed animal pens, still containing live animals, 3 giant fenced green areas perfect for future livestock or crops, and it is all surrounded by a dense forest, making it all secluded but resource rich. This would be a dream base for a multiplayer group, but here's the catch. It is crawling with zombies. If you try to claim it solo, prepare for a serious challenge. It'll take a long time to clear out the hordes, and the sheer size of the complex means you'll have multiple weak points to cover. If you're flying solo, the best bet is to go for the middle building. It is smaller, meaning easier to defend. It is fully fenced, giving you a solid perimeter, and it has fewer weak points than the other buildings. This location stands out as one of the best places in Echo Creek for farming. With animals already in their pens, you can start your self-sustaining food supply right away. It also features tons of medical supplies, as the main building is loaded with first aid gear, making it one of the only reliable medical loot locations in Echo Creek for this type of loot. But perhaps the best part is the infinite water source, thanks to the 3 ponds inside the complex. Between the high fences, top-tier loot, and farming potential, the Caban Center is an amazing base, if you can survive the initial cleanup. Now, I want you to picture the most zombie-infested location in Project Zomboid. Maybe you're thinking of the Crossroads Mall or the Louisville police station, both absolute death traps. Well, guess what? Echo Creek has a new contender, and it's not just bad, it's insanely dangerous. Meet Guns Unlimited, a pseudo mall dedicated entirely to firearms. Sounds like a dream loot spot, right? Wrong. This place is home of one of the largest zombie hordes I've seen in Echo Creek, possibly even more than the town itself. If you're planning to clear this place out, you'd better be an experienced player with serious firepower, because otherwise, you're just walking into your own grave. Now, if you somehow manage to take control, Guns Unlimited has one of the best base locations in the entire game. The golden spot is on the top right corner of the complex, and here's why it's incredible. It is a hanging base. The entire living space is on the second floor, with an empty first level, meaning zombies can only reach you via a single staircase, which you can destroy for 100% protection. The entire complex is surrounded by a tall fence with just one entry point, which you can easily fortify. The place is stocked with firearms, ammo, and gun-related gear, making it one of the best weapon loot zones in the game. Also, there is a huge fenced backyard, tons of nearby woodland, and even a giant lake just a few miles to the west for an unlimited water source. So, should you take this challenge? Let's be real, if you can clear this place out, you can base anywhere you want. The second floor safety is nice, but if you already wiped out hundreds of zombies, you probably don't even need the extra protection. That's why I only recommend this base for late game players looking for a true challenge. If you're skilled, patient, and well prepared, this could be one of the most secure and well stocked bases in the entire game. Now, let's talk about the best base in Echo Creek, and honestly, possibly the best base in the entire region. At first glance, this might not seem like much, but here's the kicker. It is the only gas station I could find on the map. That means, whether you like it or not, if you're exploring Echo Creek, you're going to end up here at some point. So why not just claim it as your main base or safe house? But why is this place so good? This isn't just a gas station. It's actually a three-part structure with a diner for food and cooking essentials, a mini-mart packed with supplies, a repair shop for tools and mechanical gear, and a fully furnished second floor. You can even knock out a wall on the second floor to access a hidden floor space, which is perfect for extra storage. There's also an enclosed area on the first floor, ideal for farming crops or even keeping livestock. Oh yeah, and did I mention there is also a basement, giving you even more room to stash loot and gear. In terms of resources, you have an unlimited water supply as the creek runs right next to the building, so you'll never run out of fresh water. There is a massive woodland in your backyard, perfect for firewood, carpentry, and trapping. You have instant access to food as the minimart will give you a head start on supplies. And the ultimate advantage, your gas pumps, the holy grail of survival resources. Having a fuel source on day one, game changing. With unmatched resources, built-in defenses, and room for expansion, this gas station fortress is hands down the best place to set up camp in Echo Creek. Rosewood serves as an excellent starting point for your adventure in Project Zomboid. Its low zombie population and the town's and close proximities make it easier for new players to grasp the basics of the game. Even seasoned players are sure to appreciate the iconic locations of Rosewood. That's why we're thrilled to unveil the top 5 locations in town today. And our first pick of the day is going to be the Northern Gas Station, located right in the entrance to town. This spot can make for a great base if you know how to protect it. However, fortifying it won't be an easy task, since it has 11 entrances that you'll need to fence off. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would I choose this location in the first place? It's on the outskirts of the city, so loot might not be abundant. It's quite a trek from most spawning points in town, and it simply has too many entrances. Well, let me tell you why you should base up here. First off, there are several points of interest nearby. This means that instead of focusing all your scavenging efforts on looting the entire neighborhood, you could redirect your efforts to a centralized area of POIs, particularly the car repair shop right next to it. It's one of the few places in town where you can find items like car parts, tools, and weapons. On the other hand, you also have the only supermarket just a couple of blocks down south, so you definitely won't go hungry. And of course, this very location itself serves as a point of interest. Inside the main building, you'll find a small storage and of course the gas machines. This will prove more useful than anything else in the long run, as they give you access to the scarce and highly valued black gold that powers your vehicles and generators. Fencing this spot will be somewhat of a pain, since it doesn't have any built-in fences, and as mentioned earlier, it has many entry points. However, here's something you might not know. The store has a second floor completed with its own bed, fridge, and even an oven, accessible only throughout a single set of stairs, so you know what that means. If you think it is too much of a hassle to fence off the whole building, you can just grab a sledgehammer, tear down the stairs, and you'll have a completely secured safe house with no need for further improvements. Although, if you want to invest more time in the base, you could break down this wall and create a bridge leading to the second floor of the building next to the base. You can use that space for rain collectors and farming. You could also break down another wall to finish the flooring in the other portion of the building, giving you more overall space and a nice attic area. In later stages of the game, you could completely fence off the place by building tall fences around the spot. This is particularly easy, especially with all the woodlands surrounding the base. Just keep an eye for those sneaky zombies roaming the forest. After all, you're farming materials, not jump scares. Have you ever yearned for a simple and hassle-free playground where you can choose a base that's already fully fenced off with towering walls, impervious to zombies, and equipped with all the essential tools for survival? Well, my friend, I've got the perfect spot for you. The construction site, located in the southern part of the city, is packed with 3 cozy houses stocked with appliances and food. The space is so vast that you won't even use it at all. And let's not forget about those heaven-sent impenetrable fences we mentioned earlier. In fact, the fences are already completely finished, which means you don't have to lift a finger. Just move on in. In the vicinity of the area, you'll find a police station, a fire department, a school, a gas station, and the icing on the cake, the only infinite source of water in Rosewood. Perfect for all your fishing needs. And of course, the place is surrounded by woodlands in all directions, so if you truly want to take advantage of that enormous, untouched space, you can build to your heart's content. While you might encounter a noticeable zombie presence in the area, even though you are on the outskirts of the city, it's nothing that a good afternoon swinging the crowbar can't fix. So, if you simply want to relax, fire up the barbecue, crack open a cold beer, and maybe do some zombie killing, this place is calling your name. Our next entry point is the motel, situated at the northern entrance to the city, conveniently located next to a bar. The owners definitely knew what they were doing. That's prime real estate right here. Although for some reason the bar looks suspiciously similar to Twiggy's. Or is it that Twiggy's is a ripoff of this bar? Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think. Which one is the copy and which one is the original? Besides the bar, there are several other important points of interest nearby, such as the supermarket located just on the other side of the highway, a pharmacy, the CP market, and the car repair shop, and of course the gas station. All of them offer a wealth of resources that are sure to last you a long time. Since the place is practically in downtown Rosewood, you'll notice an influx of zombies, especially if you're driving around like there's no tomorrow. Seriously, the previous owners knew what they were doing. So, once you recover from your hangover, simply break down the stairs, set up cheap ropes, and that's all you need to do to secure the area. You can even break the walls connecting each room on the upper floor to create a consolidated base. Additionally, this spot can be transformed into your very own farm. And you can also add a stairway leading to the rooftop for installing the much needed rain collectors. And you did it! You're pretty much set. The fire department, located in the southern part of the city, is a well-known and beloved spot among players like myself who adore exploring Rosewood. It's undeniably one of the best bases in town and an absolute must-visit location that guarantees plentiful loot, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player. On the first floor of this facility, you'll discover a small storage area filled with melee weapons and tools, a room stocked with medical supplies, and even a well-equipped gym. Ascend to the second story and you'll find a fully equipped kitchen teeming with food, 2 rooms furnished with comfortable beds, and locker rooms abundant with clothing options. It is no secret why this place is highly sought after. The developers definitely intended to give players a boost when they stumble upon this gem. In addition to the wealth of resources inside the fire department, you'll find numerous other points of interest that add to its allure. Just a short stroll across the street leads you to the police station, where you can get your first set of guns and ammunition, an invaluable asset, especially if you have plans to tackle the prison or rid downtown of any infected in the future. Speaking of downtown, it wouldn't be a bad idea to clean up the area, considering the presence of a grocery store, a pharmacy, and a bookstore. If you head to the east, you'll discover the sole school in town, packed with all sorts of books and materials. And to the south, there is a gas station and a small pond. Another advantage of this spot is the abundant trees surrounding it, perfect for finishing the unfenced front side of the property. This can be a great task to undertake early on, given that the fire department boasts a total of 12 entry points. Defending all of them can be challenging. My preferred strategy is to secure all the windows with metal sheets or bars, leaving only the main door and garage doors unbarricaded for vehicle access. On the upper floor, I highly recommend breaking down this wall to gain access to the roof. This grants you the opportunity to install rain collectors on top of all the sinks on the ground level, ensuring an infinite supply of water. As for crops, you have the choice to either place them on the rooftop or the backyard. Both areas offer ample space and a reasonable level of security. Personally, I lean towards the rooftop simply because of its proximity to the kitchen area. With a modest investment of time and effort, this location can be transformed into a mega base worthy of flexing to your friends. And our top pick of the day is the gated community located in the western part of the city. This particular location stands out from all the others due to its strategic positioning in downtown Rosewood, providing access to most points of interest, an abundance of natural and man-made resources, and the simplicity of fencing off the area. With just 2 entrances, enclosing the entire community will be a breeze. Let's start with the points of interest. Next to the community, there's a strip of buildings housing a convenience store, a pharmacy, and a bookstore. On the second floor of these buildings, you'll find several apartments stocked with supplies, making it an excellent scavenging spot. Just a short distance away, you'll also find a supermarket and a bar. Venturing north will lead you to the car repair shop and gas station, while the fire department and police station await you to the south. If you head west, you'll encounter an expansive forest, providing ample resources if you're focusing on construction. In terms of resources, the community itself offers an abundance of products. With 5 spacious houses, many of them 2-story buildings with their own garages, your chances of finding a generator here are quite high. When it comes to fencing the area, your first step should be constructing gates and tall fences that complement the pre-existing walls, allowing you to claim ownership of this bountiful land. If you're ambitious, you can even fence off the entrance to this other house and tear down a portion of the wall, expanding your property further. With all this ample space, the base can be transformed into a mega construction site for a formidable stronghold. You can merge the houses, construct bridges, do whatever you want. It is truly a blank canvas, and that's why it deserves our top spot for today. Today we're diving into Irvington City in Project Zomboid to uncover the top 5 bases that will keep you alive and thriving in B42. Irvington is the massive new town to the southwest. It's packed with stunning locations, but only a few are perfect for surviving the undead. Let's kick things off with the mass gem-packed warehouse. For those of you who might not know, having a base with multiple stories is one of the best ways to survive in Project Zomboid. With a little bit of effort, you can turn the second floor and above into a safe haven. This location not only offers that, but also comes with a tall fence surrounding the entire perimeter, making it one of the safest bases in the entire game. The only weak point is the entrance, which you'll need to secure with a fence or gate. What makes this base stand out is the rare combination of a multi-story building and an almost fully enclosed tall fence. On top of that, being a warehouse is packed with tools and materials that can keep you going for a long time. The second floor is ideal for decorating and crafting your living space, and the roof offers plenty of room for farming crops and setting up other activities. Now, when it comes to resources, this base falls a little short compared to the others on the list. There's a food factory right next door, but it mostly contains salt, sugar, and sauces. Not exactly a balanced diet.
I'm not eating that.
For everything else, you need to scavenge the nearby neighborhood or make supply runs downtown. That said, one big advantage of this location is its proximity to the pig and cattle farms to the east of the city. Once you learn how to farm animals for food and supplies, your quality of life will improve significantly. On the other side of town, we've got the gun club. And let's be honest, a gun shop is a must visit in any zombie apocalypse. But this place isn't just a loot stop, it practically screams survivor base. The entire area is surrounded by a tall fence with a single gate, offering a massive space for farming, raising animals, or expanding the base however you like. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this fence is zombie-proof. It looks solid, but let me know in the comments if you've seen zombies break through it. As for the building itself, it has several weak points you'll need to reinforce to feel truly secure. But the trade-off, it's packed with guns and ammo, making it one of the best stock locations for defense. What really makes this base stand out though is the cool basement for storage and survival gear. And as a bonus, it comes close to 3 of the few water sources in the city, giving you a reliable supply to make survival a lot easier. Next up is the construction site, and let me tell you why this place is so awesome. If you guessed tall fences, you're absolutely right. The fences here don't just block visibility from the outside, they are a tougher variant that seems much more resistant to zombie attacks.
So if you notice right now, the top of this fence doesn't look very good at all.
The only weak point is a 6-tile gap at the entrance, which you'll need to secure. This base offers plenty of space for building and developing everything you'll need for day-to-day survival, thanks to the vast open land. Plus, it's surrounded by key points of interest: a massive supermarket, a gun store, a comic shop, and multiple restaurants, so looting won't be a problem. The main downside, the livable portion of this base is pretty small. If you decide to settle here, be prepared to spend some serious time expanding and improving the layout. But for those who love a good project, the construction site has incredible potential. Have you ever stopped to think about how important is gas in Project Zomboid? The answer is simple. It is crucial. Gas might just be the most important resource in the game. It powers generators, which let you cook, watch TV, or listen to the radio. And most importantly, keep perishables from spoiling. That's why the gas station on the outskirts of town earns the second spot on this list. With 2 pumps, you'll have enough fuel to last most of your playthrough, giving you a head start on survival. The base also features a fully furnished second floor that's easy to secure and a mini-mart downstairs stocked with food. But that's not all. Right across the street, there's a storage facility loaded with tools, weapons, and even generators. And to top it all off, there's a lake to the north providing fresh water and fish to make survival even easier. Our top pick of the day stands out in defensibility, resources, and location, offering the perfect balance where many other bases fall short. Say hello to the Metal Workshop. This base is located near not 1, but 2 gas stations, both of which double as mini-marts. On top of that, you've got a pharmacy, grocery store, post office, school, great for books and magazines, a farming supply store, and even a supermarket, all within walking distance. When it comes to location, this place has no equal. What truly makes it shine though is its defensibility, with 2 stories and minimal entry points, one of which is already secured with metal bars. Securing this place is a breeze. You can even tear open a wall on the second floor to access the roof, giving you a perfect spot to grow crops out of the reach of zombies and pests. From there, the possibilities for expansion are endless. If you're looking for a base that checks all the boxes, the Metal Workshop is as good as it gets. West Point is perhaps the most difficult starting area in Project Zomboid, due to its overwhelming zombie population, limited resources, and lack of secure buildings. This town will test your survival skills like no other. In this video, we will explore the top 5 locations that are guaranteed to enhance your gameplay and maximize your chances of long-term survival. We'll begin our journey in the secluded western part of West Point. where 3 magnificent houses await. If only they were closer to the city, these houses would undoubtedly be the ultimate base in all of West Point. The abundance of natural resources, including the majestic Great Ohio River, a serene lake, and sprawling woodlands, sets this location apart. However, the distance from downtown West Point presents both advantages and disadvantages. On the positive side, you'll discover a defensible base with minimal nearby zombies, unlike the crowded areas within the city. Plus, the 3 luxurious houses offer a wealth of resources. The downside is the lengthy journey back home, taking several minutes by car or even an entire day on foot, depending on the area's clearance. Since these houses are isolated, there are no nearby points of interest. Therefore, it is crucial to strategize and establish a secondary safe house closer to the city. This way you can efficiently gather resources and transport them to the main base. In terms of defensibility, there is a house already well equipped with sturdy fences. Adding a double gate at the front entrance will complete the security measures, making this base the safest and easiest to defend in all of West Point. As the game progresses, consider extending the perimeter to encompass the land leading to the river. This additional security measure ensures peace of mind while fishing or collecting water. Overall, this location is an excellent choice if you prefer a more peaceful gameplay experience or if you're playing alongside a few friends. On the opposite side of the city, we have the renowned American Tire Building. It stands out as one of the 2 locations in West Point where you can find a wide array of accessories, tools, and car parts. What makes this place unique is its strategic location on the outskirts of the city, resulting in a comparatively low zombie population. However, don't underestimate the challenges of securing this base. During my first playthrough, it took me 2 full days of intense melee combat to clear this area, since firearms were not available to me yet. It is important to exercise caution as a significant number of zombies remain hidden in the nearby woodlands. Once the area is cleared, the American Tire Building becomes a fantastic base with numerous points of interest in the close proximity. You'll discover a supermarket, a storage facility, warehouse, gas station, bar, and most importantly, a well-stocked gun shop that will prove invaluable if you intend to establish West Point as your home. Surrounding the building are vast woodlands and a nearby river, adding to the appeal of this location. Accessibility is a notable advantage of the American Tire Building, as it can be easily reached from multiple directions. Additionally, it serves as a vital connection point between West Point and the entrance to Louisville City via the main highway. If your long-term goal is to venture towards Louisville, this spot makes an ideal temporary base. However, with proper fortification and strategic planning, I firmly believe the American Tire Building can serve as a highly efficient primary base for your playthrough. Similar to most locations in West Point, the American Tire Building faces 2 common challenges: excessive entry points and the absence of pre-built fortification or fences. To secure the area, you'll need to address at least 15 entry points, prioritizing the reinforcement of the vulnerable glass windows at the front of the building. Once that is secure, focus on fortifying the remaining entrances, including the back and front doors that can be fully barricaded. It is advisable to limit ground-level entrances to just 2, while preserving the integrity of the garage doors. However, barricading one of the garage doors for added protection is also a viable option. The building features a small second floor that can be expanded by demolishing a wall using a sledgehammer. Utilize this space to extend the upper floor, both in the garage area and the store section. By creating an exterior door on the second floor, you can construct stairs leading to the ceiling portion of the base, allowing for the installation of rain collectors, a farming area, and a convenient access with cheat ropes. As the game progresses, you'll notice an increasing influx of zombies from the other side of the river. To maintain better control of the area, I recommend gating both sides of the bridges, and from there start expanding your way up to the western parts of the city. There is nothing quite like seeking refuge in a gritty bar to truly immerse yourself in the zombie apocalypse experience. After all, it's where all your favorite survivors often make their last stand. That's why Twiggy's is a legendary location that must not be overlooked when discussing West Point. With just 5 entry points, fortifying this place will be a breeze compared to our previous entry. You have various options for fortification, such as reinforcing the windows with metal sheets or planks, or using a sledgehammer to remove the window tiles and replacing them with sturdy level 3 walls. The base's close proximity to the river ensures a reliable source of water and food for long-term survival. Surrounded by vast woodlands, you can utilize this natural resource to your advantage by constructing walls around the bar in later stages of the game. Twiggy's has an abundance of points of interest. Right in front of the bar you'll find a gun store and a supermarket. Venture further and discover a food market, a warehouse, and if you clear your way southward, you'll gain access to the storage building, a large warehouse, and a gas station. Beware that clearing these areas won't be an easy task, as West Point is teeming with significant zombie population. You'll need to come prepared with an ample ammunition and firepower for rapid sweeps, or take a more methodical approach by gradually clearing the area with melee weapons. In terms of building options, I highly recommend expanding the second floor of the base in all directions. While this might require substantial resources, it will provide you with the much needed space for cultivating crops and experimenting with creative designs. As the game progresses, I suggest constructing your own defense wall to further fortify the base, transforming it into a true stronghold. The food market is hands down my absolute favorite spot in West Point, and you're probably wondering why. I mean, it's got more entrances than a theme park, it is placed in the middle of a zombie-infested street, and it is a pain to fence off and protect. But that's what makes it so darn appealing. If you chose West Point, you clearly wanted a challenge. And what better challenge than setting up camp in one of the most infected places in town. If you take a closer look at this joint, you'll discover more than meets the eye. With the right strategy, this place can become not only one of the best bases in West Point, but also the coolest. So let's dive deep into it. Just a heads up though, this spot isn't for beginners. It takes some serious guts and fighting skills just to get here. And once you do, it is a constant battle to keep it secured, especially during those first few weeks. The heart of downtown West Point is swarming with zombie clusters, and one wrong move could be your last. But forget about the risks for a second, because the rewards are epic. There's a whole bunch of awesome stuff waiting for you here. We're talking about a supermarket, a hardware store, a library, a police station for all your gun-toting needs, a bar, an auto shop, a pharmacy, and even a gas station just a couple of streets to the west. Loot? Oh, you won't have any problems finding it here. Now let's talk about accessibility. This place is like the hub of all directions. Getting here won't be an issue, unless of course you have to fight your way throughout the horde of undead. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right? This isn't your ordinary building. It's a 2-story compound completed with a food market and a hardware store in the first floor. And guess what? Upstairs there are 2 massive apartments, accessible only by a single set of stairs. One of those apartments has a direct access to the roof of the neighboring building. You can create your own little farm up there with crops, rain collectors, generators, the whole shebang. Just break the stairs and set up some shit ropes and voila, you got yourself a sprawling safe haven equipped with everything you need to survive. Plus those brain munchers won't be able to touch you up there. If you're up for it, you can take charge of the surrounding streets, clear those suckers of every single zombie menace, and start building your own fortified territory. It's like living in Woodbury from The Walking Dead, remember? That one street town where the governor ruled without a single zombie site? Now imagine being the governor of your very own mini Woodbury. Pretty badass, huh? So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, sharpen your weapons, and get your butt down here. Alright, let's switch gears and talk about another kick-ass spot in the city. Now, I get it, my previous favorite might not be everyone's cup of tea, but fear not, because the storage lots are here to claim the #1 spot. This place is a total winner, and let me tell you why. First off, it's one of the few buildings in town that's only partially fenced, but hey, that just means there's no way you can mess up here. Sure, it is infested with zombies like the rest of West Point, but hey, what's a little zombie slaying among friends, right? Once you've proven yourself, this place is a gold mine. It's tucked away in the eastern part of the city, and it shares many of the advantages we already mentioned when we talked about the American Tire building. Plus, there are loads of points of interest nearby, like a gas station, a warehouse, a supermarket. Oh, and did I mention the street woodlands surrounding the area? Since it is a storage facility, you're practically guaranteed to find at least one generator here. And that's not all. You'll find all sorts of goodies like tools, weapons, books, and clothing. They even provide you with a bed, so you can catch some quality sleep after a hard day of survival. Now let's talk about fortification. This place has a pretty decent fence, but here's the kicker, it is not completed. One corner has these puny little fences instead of the tall ones you need. That just means that zombies can come and say hello. So here's my proposal. Finish that damn fence. Build tall fences in the fenceless corner and break those tiny ones to make way for your sweet ride. And boom! You just created the only fully fenced building in the whole city. Ain't that something? Now get ready for the icing on the cake. The inside of this place is like a blank canvas, ready for your artistic touch. You can transform those inner compartments into dedicated rooms. Let your imagination run wild. In my last playthrough in West Point, I wanted to relive the good old Twiggy's days, so I moved the whole damn bar into a storage lot. And let me tell you, it was epic. Talk about having your own special watering hole right in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. So my friend, what are you waiting for? The storage lots are calling your name. And there you have it, folks. West Point is not a joke when it comes to survival. So remember, it's all about picking the perfect spot to call home if you want to avoid joining the neighborhood watch of the undead. Riverside is considered among the community as the most beginner-friendly starting area in Project Zomboid. With a low zombie population and abundant resources, Riverside is the ultimate place to kickstart your survival adventure. But that's not all. Riverside is home to some of the coolest locations that will serve as your long-term survivor base. Welcome to Riverside Elementary School, the perfect spot for all your zombie apocalypse needs. This multi-story building is a treasure trove of classrooms, hallways, and other areas just waiting to be explored. And let me tell you, it's a prime location, situated in the suburbs. This place actually covers an important part of the city if you take into consideration the vast woodland surrounded by gates not accessible to zombies. The school is surrounded by a plethora of points of interest, including supermarkets, hardware stores, libraries, and pharmacies. And with an abundance of woodlands nearby, you'll have all the planks you could ever want. The only downside? No direct access to the river. But who needs a river when you can set up rain collectors and traps for food, right? Now let's talk about accessibility. This place is a breeze to get to, whether by car or foot, thanks to the main street right in front of it. When it comes to fortification, you've got multiple entrances to secure, and that's one of the weaknesses of this spot. But don't you worry about resources. You'll have plenty of desks, chairs, tables, and lockers to disassemble for all your barricading needs. For ultimate protection, I recommend installing metal sheets or planks on windows and doors, except for those 3 doors that you want to keep as your main entrances. And for an added layer of defense, build internal fences right into these spots. That way, if a zombie coming through a window, you will still have a second layer of defense. Plus, make sure you take out those set of stairs that lead to the second floor, where the heart of the base will be located. You can also install cheat ropes in several windows to secure constant access to the base from all angles. And the cherry on top, immediate access to the roof for farming and rain collector. And the school backyard? It is just begging to be turned into the ultimate expansion for your base. Sure, the zombie population in the area is fairly high, at least for Riverside standards. But with a little elbow grease and determination, you can clear them out and make this place your own. So come on down to the Riverside Elementary School, You won't regret the challenge. The US Mail Service Storage Facility, located in the heart of Riverside, has it all: a supermarket, gas station, general stores, and even a hotel just a stone's throw away. And let's not forget about the Great Ohio River right in front of it, offering a bounty of resources at your fingertips. But beware, the zombie population in the area is high, so make sure to come prepared for a fight. Luckily, getting to this location won't be a problem, with several roads leading to the main entrance. Once you're inside, you will find an amazing pre-built storage area stocked with almost any book or magazine you could want, plus plenty of materials to store all your goodies and whatnot. The building also comes with a fully equipped kitchen and plenty of furniture you can disassemble for materials. And if you need a break from the action, just cross the street to the hotel and grab a cozy bed and a TV. Now let's talk fortification, since this is the subject that will demand more time if you decide to base up here. The front entrance is the weakest point of the structure, with 2 doors and 8 windows that need fortifying. But with a hefty supply of planks or metal sheets, you can secure the area in no time. And if you're feeling extra crafty, tear down those windows with a sledgehammer and build walls in their place. This green area outside can be transformed into a farm once it's walled off. And don't forget about the loading dock in the back area. Seal the windows from both sides and use the loading dock as a makeshift garage. Since this is a 2-story building, you can use our favorite strategy: tear down the stairs. You can also destroy this wall and place your crops in this area if you wish them to be more secure. Another point in favor is that you'll have several woodlands, perfect for scavenging resources like logs and branches. And the river just a few steps away can provide infinite amounts of water and food for long-term survival. For even more building options, why not build a bridge connecting the base and the hotel? That way you can have 2 bases in one. The police station is located in the western part of Riverside and is easily accessible from the city center via the main highway. With several supermarkets and general stores nearby, you'll have all the supplies you need at your fingertips. But what sets this location apart is that it's right in front of the only gas station in downtown Riverside. That's right, you'll never have to worry about running out of gas again. And on top of it, the station is a short distance from the river, which means you won't have to worry about food and water either. As with any location in Project Zomboid, zombies are a constant threat. However, the police station is located in a relatively low density area with few large concentrations of zombies nearby. You just have to make sure to clean the nearby points of interest and you'll be fine. Upon accessing the police station, I immediately grab my shotgun to clear out the surrounding area. By doing so, I draw all the zombies to my location, eliminating the risk of any surprise attack catching me off guard. Plus, with the ample ammunition provided by the station, I don't have to worry about attracting too many zombies. When it comes to fortification, the police station has multiple entrances, including 3 windows and 1 door in the front, and 1 window with 1 door in the back, so you have to spend a little time securing the base. I recommend using metal sheets or metal bars on all the windows, leaving the doors untouched for easy access. And for the added protection in the later game, build a surrounding fence around the base. This could include gating the gas station as well, to keep those pesky sets at bay. And for those looking to take their survival game to the next level, don't forget to build stairs to gain access to the roof. There you can build a field for crops or vertical extensions for the base. The possibilities are endless. So what are you waiting for? Grab your shotgun, stock up on supplies, and head over to the police station. Your new home awaits. The used storage facility, located completely outside the city, is actually my personal favorite base location in Riverside, and it holds a sentimental value to me because it was the first place where I base up when I started playing Project Zomboid. I remember it cost me the life of at least 3 characters to secure this place, as I was clueless about defending myself from the undead, but once I finally succeeded, there was nothing like the feeling of being a lone survivor in the end of the world. Picture this: sleeping in a dirty mattress, inside a storage unit, always quiet and careful, not attracting too much attention to the area, eating from a stale can of dog food, while gunshots and screams echoed throughout the distance, adding to the ominous ambience of the world's end. And why, you ask? Well, let's say that carpentry and base building were completely foreign concepts to me at the time, leaving me to rely solely on my wits to survive. But at the end I learned, so I secured the whole place with tall walls, creating an enclosed space that not only stopped wandering zombies from entering the base, but also allowed me to store my vehicles. And let me tell you, securing that window was a must. It was one of the only weak spots of the base, so I fenced it with metal sheets from both sides. I also built stairs that allowed me to gain access to the rooftop, where I grew my crops and built bridges to communicate with other rooftops within the facility. And for water supply, I placed rain collectors on top of sinks I gathered from the trailer park up to the east. Once I got my hands on a sledgehammer, I went all out. I communicated every single storage unit to create a mega base in which each room served a specific purpose. I had one room as a kitchen, another one as the master bedroom, and so on and so forth. In terms of resources, the whole area is self-sufficient. There is a nearby gas station with a supermarket packed with food and essentials. Not only that, right next to the facility, you'll find not one, but 2 factories full of tools and melee weapons. This is where you are most likely to find your first sledgehammer and an antique oven, which is super useful for when electricity goes out. To the west of the facility, there is a big trailer park full of food and other goodies. And of course, you have more woodland than you could ever need. With all the resources this area provides, there's almost no need to go downtown. The only thing you won't find in big numbers here are books and magazines, which are the only reasons I visited the city often. This place is completely recommended if you haven't played in Riverside or if you have never visited the facility. Welcome to the gated community in East Riverside. While it might be a bit of a hike to reach downtown, trust me, it's well worth the trek. Once you have cleaned up the streets a little, you'll find it progressively easier to reach the city center, and in the meantime, you'll have almost everything you need within the gates. This community has a total of 34 two-story houses with garages packed full of every tool, weapon, and generator you could ever need. Not to mention the in-house libraries stocked with all sorts of books and magazines, kitchens brimming with canned food and perishables, and endless resources to level up your in-game skills, like TVs and radios for electrical work, ovens, fridges, and metal shelves for metalworking, and beds, tables, and wardrobes for carpentry. The fact that these houses are 2 stories allows you to fortify your base on the upper floor, making it virtually impossible for zombies to enter. And most of the houses come with a built-in chimney, especially useful for those long winters. Plus, with woodlands everywhere and the river just across the street, you'll have infinite planks for your building needs and all the fish you can eat. Once you have cleaned up the streets, you can install walls and double gates to regulate the number of visitors you want to let in the community. And don't forget to place the fences at these 5 entry points, making the community entirely yours and easy to defend. There are so many great options for bases within the area, but I highly recommend setting your base in this one, since this is the closest house to downtown and the river. It even comes with an extra shed packed full of resources. And for those looking for a challenge, there is a spot right in the middle of the community that's fenced in from all angles, giving you the opportunity to build your own base from scratch. Now, let's not forget about the high number of POIs surrounding the community, like the biggest supermarket in Riverside, just a few streets to the west, the school right across from it, and even hardware stores, pharmacies, and grocery stores in the same area. The only downside is that the nearest gas station is pretty far away, so you'll either need to make a ton of trips back and forth or stock up on plenty of gas containers. But other than that, the gated community in Riverside is hands down the best place in town for Survivor. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more Project Zomboid guides and related content. And as always, happy surviving! Bye bye!